this is a man who has a kind of technological expertise.
Right.
First and foremost, he knows how to build a fire, and by the end of reading this story, we all know how to build fires. And we all know how cold it could get and how a fire really stands between you and death. Okay, but the other thing about him that really emphasizes this brute individualism or the separatism of this kind of American individual. London has this sunless day, and we're reminded of that many times, which means, among other things, that the man doesn't have a shadow.
Right.
Which means, among other things, that he is somehow disconnected even from his inner, what might be his inner life.
There are lots of things that a man without imagination doesn't imagine, but he certainly, and young people perhaps even more than others, don't, thanks to the fact that they have more blind hope than the rest of us, don't see the day of doom before them, not today and not tomorrow, but not at all. And add to that, I mean, this is, I think, a wonderful touch. He's got temperature. He's taken cold and measured it according to the tools of science and instrumentation. But the human meaning of being cold in the world, it's not there. He's got a watch. And when the fire is put out, the thing that bothers him is he's going to be an hour late getting to camp. I mean, to live by the clock and to take confidence in the way in which we've measured time or measured the world is in part to give us great power in nature, but it's in a way to blind us to the things that the quantification of the world has made invisible to us. That's modern man, that's technological man, it's American life. The story, I think, shows us something of the insufficiency of that, the tragedy of it, as well as its power.
He seems to suggest, both through his language and the numerous repetitions in this, that necessity is much greater than you are. Nature is much bigger than you are. And finally, when this man tips his hat to the old man whom he's resisting all this time and acknowledges he was right, he seems to be suggesting we have to submit.
Well, submit, or we have to acknowledge our dependence on one another. The old man didn't say don't go out if it's less than 50 degrees. It says don't go out alone.
Exactly.
And it's a certain reminder of our vulnerability, but not that we should simply lie down before nature.